Hi there, it's another tarot sesh for Sagittarius. I'm the Can Astrologer. My name is Abby, and this is a reading for May 2025. This is the full moon reading. Welcome back, all of my returning subscribers. If you guys haven't subscribed to Sagittarius, make sure that you smash that subscription box, the button right now. And make sure you hit all, that way you get all notifications of all of my upcoming content. I'm smiling because I really liked the song that I had on pre-shuffle for you when I was getting the cards together. It's All Happening by Saint Motel. Some of the lyrics: I came, I saw, I conquered, never got no prize. I went and faced my monsters, looked them straight in their eyes. Now look around, it's beautiful as far as we can see. The past is turned to history, and it's all happening finally. And then it goes on to say it's happening. So it's like you've been working towards something, and whether it's one thing or multiple things, it's like it's all coming together. It feels like it's all finally coming, falling into place. And you can feel the energy as I'm saying that. Like, I'm getting like this big build up in my chest. I feel like I want to burp or something. Excuse me, I apologize, but like, it's crazy. It's like this big build up, right? And you just want to, you want to announce something, like something wants to just burst out of your chest with like joy, excitement. I don't know. You tell me what it is. Drop it in the comments below if you're feeling this, because like that's the energy that I'm getting off of this, not the indigestion. But they say sometimes that is a sign of ascension symptoms as well. So you could be having indigestion. I don't know. I've only had coffee so far. So anyway, underneath the deck, let's just get started with this real quick. But that was, yeah. It's All Happening, Saint Motel. Underneath the deck, we have Universal Oneness, Transcend. Yeah, it's like transcend, ascendant. Somebody's ascending, ascension symptoms. I said that, and it's the bottom of the deck. So you could be experiencing that right now. Universal Oneness. You're feeling like a oneness with yourself, with your, that around you. You feel a universal oneness with the world, and I feel like somebody, you're just waking up. And for many of you, you've already, quote unquote, have been woke, right? But it's that ascension. It's, new levels, basically. New levels, new devils, but you're conquering those too. As I say that, my nose starts itching, and I want to sneeze, and that always tells me that I'm right on the money. Can I get a like, please? Holler. Okay. Wow, okay, Sagittarius. Somebody's being spicy, but I will say this. It makes a lot of sense because Scorpio also got this. And Scorpio's reading was also very similar to Libra's. So you may have Libra placements, Scorpio placements, or be dealing with somebody who does. But we have union. I can't say the word. Alabasipo union. Okay, so basically, somebody's transcending a situation, transcending, ascending, right? Into union. Now, this could be, because I know that I'm speaking to all kinds of different people, right? It's not just, people coming into union. So I could be talking to singles coming into union with somebody. I could be talking to, somebody who's partnered with someone, and it's like you're reaching a new level of unionship or whatever, new levels within your relationship. And then I could be, just talking to somebody who's coming into union. Doesn't have to be this, embracive or whatever, but like work or career or something like that, or something that you love. Maybe like a partnership or something like that, which is a theme for this month in my predictions, which we'll go over at the end of the reading. I don't know, did I say that already? I can't remember because I've done so many freaking readings in the last couple days, which is not a bad thing. But for my returning subscribers, I do a full moon predictions reading at the end of every year. And I predict the upcoming full moons of the upcoming year, and then we journal it, and then we talk about it every single month that goes along. And I'll be going over this month's predictions at the end of this reading. And it's always crazy how it aligns with the reading. Alright, so, Sag, what has been up? I know, I've basically dwindled down my readings to the full moon readings, just one per month. I've been busy, but I've been also working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes. And for my returning subscribers, you guys know that I also have a lot of Sagittarius placements. So I tend to vibe with these readings too, and I really like the energy, the vibe, and that song. A lot of build-up. It's all happening, right? We've been working on things, and it's all coming together. Okay, so then we have fixed. Now this means fixed signs, which are Scorpio for sure. It's Scorpio, Leo, I want to say Aquarius, and Taurus. I believe those are the fixed signs, but that's just off the top of my head. I don't have all there's fixed, there's mutable, and then there's cardinal signs, and I don't have them all memorized. But for the fixed signs, these are people who, I just heard the word stubborn. Shush. We're not stubborn. We can be. We just know. So it's hard to change our minds once we know, which is very Libra, air sign, King of Swords, even Queen of Swords, but again, the Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius, I feel like there's some strong significance between those three signs for this reading during the month of May for you guys. Many of you could have those placements. Specifically Scorpio, because that is a fixed sign. So you may want to look at your birth chart, your natal chart, see what fixed signs. You may have a lot of, you may be a Sagittarius, but a fixed Sagittarius because you have predominant fixed signs within your natal chart. If you don't know what your natal chart is, check with me. I do natal chart analysis, and I also have personal readings open right now. If you want any of that information, just check out the description below this video, and you can click on the booking link or just shoot me an email and we'll figure it out. Okay, enough about that. Let's move on. Pisces. So Pisces is not a fixed sign, but you could have Pisces in your chart. You could be dealing with somebody who is a Pisces. I feel like I'm speaking specifically to somebody who has Pisces in their chart. Pisces is a very emotional, watery energy. Their head is either way up in the clouds or way down deep in their feelings. Very rarely is it in between, right? And with this fixed energy, I feel like they could have a lot of fixed energy. You could have a lot of fixed energy that it's like push and pull against this Pisces energy. Or it's like somebody could be stuck or fixed with a Pisces or in this energy. Take it as it resonates. I'm just the messenger. Could be coming into union with this energy. Could be coming into union with it because I see, if you look at this image, it looks like, someone's moving. Oh, hold on, let me see if I can do this that way. Moving into transcendence, into the stairway to heaven, into the door, something like that, Okay, Sagittarius. Let's get into the tarot. What do we have for Sag? May 2025, Sagittarius, please. Higher peace, power, protection, and prosperity for the greater good. So motive B. Underneath the deck, we have the Two of Staffs. So the Two of Staffs talks about reflection, looking, and this perfect time for it, and we'll talk about it in just a little bit. But it's all about looking back into the past, looking like reflecting on all of the experiences that you've had, using those experiences as like knowledge and wisdom to make courageous steps into the future. And I say courageous because it's like a passionate energy, because wands are all about passion. This is your sign. It's, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries energy. All right. Let's get 3 cards, please. Sagittarius. Sorry if the camera shakes at all. I had to change the camera setup. Okay, 1, 2, okay, 3. Of course. What is that all about? Can't wait to clarify this. Okay. Okay, first of all, Sagittarius. Underneath the deck, we have the Ace of Staffs. Aces are gifts from the universe. It's a passionate new beginning. You have this opportunity. It could be a passionate new beginning. Now, when I say passion, it could be, if it's with a person, it could be romantic or platonic, okay? But if it's with 1,000%, because I see 1,000% on the clarification too. So it could be with a person. For many of you, not all of you. Otherwise, it could be what you're passionate about. Work, career, finance, business, passion, project, something like that, right? Some of you, San Francisco could be significant. But Ace of Staffs, so we have that. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, evening something out. This is talking about sharing your success brings in more success. It's like balancing things out. As I say, that 1001. So it's like a reflection of each other. But it's balancing something out financially. Yeah, 2 of Cups in a relationship. Balancing out something financially and bringing like a relationship together with the 2 of Cups. Now, this can be romantic or platonic. And this is either after or... Oh, this could be somebody trying to save someone from being left out in the cold. Like helping somebody out from like being shut out, from being left out. Like going through hard times, something like that. That's the Five of Pentacles. And so there's communication. The Devil, toxic energy. The Queen of Cups. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Somebody has a decision to make. There could be a Tower moment. 5 of Swords. Someone doesn't know what to do. They're stuck. They've gone within. They're scared. They don't want to be shut out. Okay, but energy always changes. Like this is just bottom. This is bottom of the deck. Underlying energy. This could be like an underlying background story. It doesn't even have to be you. Okay, but what I see is a balancing out. Somebody could be coming in and trying to balance something out with the Six of Pentacles. Pentacles are about money, finances, and ultimately wanting to start a passionate new beginning. Clarification. When I say passion, too, I mean, that's what the Ace is all about. It's a very phallic symbol. So, speaking of wands, though, you guys have a lot of them in this reading. We start out with the Seven of Staffs. That's being defensive. Defending your morals, ethics, beliefs, values, goals. Am I talking to somebody who isn't working right now? Or maybe isn't a master at what they do, or is taking a break? Because it's the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Or you could be dealing with somebody who maybe is a master at what they do, but their world is just upside down right now. But we've got this Nine of Staffs energy. This is the wounded warrior. This is, okay, I talk about wounded warrior all the time. First off, this is your energy, Sagittarius. This could be you, or this could be somebody that you're dealing with, okay? This is somebody, I love, first of all, this card. This is somebody who's been through the ups, the downs, the ins, the outs. They've been dragged through the gauntlet, right? They've been through the hardships. They've learned how to, I mean, for some of us, live off the streets, right? This is a card of somebody who is a brave warrior, and they're still standing. You know, they're still here. They're still standing. They're beat up, you know, but they're still in it for one more fight if they need to, right? One more go around if they need to, because they know that they already did it before. Now, the cool thing about this card also is because of all of this street smart type of education, right? It makes him a very wise leader, and people look up to him. You know, people listen to him. So it's a very humble energy to kind of be in, but it's a good energy, something to be proud of, right? I will say one thing though, Nine of Wands, they're fucking tired, right? They're so tired. They're over it. They want to get that 10th wand to lay down the burdens and be able to start a new cycle. And that's what that Ace of Staffs is. When you add these together, that's 10. And then you can start a new beginning. It's right there. Even something out, right? It's right there. I just heard karma. Like karma points. Somebody could rack up karma points. Okay, let's clarify. I don't know what that is. What else? What else for Sagittarius, please? I love my Saggies. Like I said, I've got Sag placements. So it's always good to know, like, the different houses in your natal chart and where your placements fall within those houses, because that can tell you a lot about, for instance, your money or your career and business and things like that. Underneath the deck, we have the Three of Pentacles. Now, what's interesting, this also reflects the theme of this month with my predictions, and so we'll go over that in just a minute. But the Three of Pentacles, it's all about working together and reaching out for the help you need when you need it. Somebody could be reaching out for help to you. You could be reaching out for help to somebody else. But it's, you know, being open to communication, groups, and maturing. So it's about cooperation, gain, teamwork, creativity, realization, influence, and common goals. Working together with other people, you know, in order to, you know, pull something in. Let's get let's clarify. Let's clarify the Seven of Staffs, please, for Sagittarius. Wood. Okay, so underneath the deck, we have the excuse me, Page of Cups. It's in reverse. So the Page of Cups is like the earth of the water signs, okay? It's the grounded energy. It's usually a younger energy, or a child. It could be a child. Or so when it's upright, the Page of Cups is about sweetness and somebody who's gentle and reflective. It's about self-exploration, intuition, kindness, and sensitivity. But when it's in reverse, it's a flatterer, somebody who's selfish, who deviates from the path and is very naive and irrational, very immature. And I feel like either somebody is in this immature, like, defensive energy, or they may have been defending themselves, like, prematurely. Okay, I just heard the word, like, cocky. Somebody could have been, like, really cocky or in their ego about something, making assumptions prematurely, which is kind of like an immature thing to do, right? This could be somebody who's a flatterer to someone, or comes off as a flatterer, comes off fake. And this, again, understand this is in the past, recent past. Whether this is you or another person, this was in the past, recent past. What's the Eight of Pentacles in reverse? What's the Eight of Pentacles in reverse? This also, like I said, like, this could be, it could be like a child who's, like, lying. You know, they're kissing your ass because they know that they did something wrong or whatever. I have a younger water sign myself, and so I can tell when she's up to something. because she'll start, you know, brown nosing, and you can always tell. A mother can always tell. So there could be that too. Somebody being very extra defensive about something that they don't need to be defensive about. You could be dealing with that. What's the Eight of Pentacles in reverse? Queen of Cups. Okay, so be open to receiving the healing and nurturing that you need. There could be a Queen of Cups energy, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, that needs healing. I mean, she's upright. Or maybe wants to give healing. So the Queen of Cups is, okay, this makes a lot of sense now. The Queen of Cups is typically a very stable queen. She's about stability, form, completeness, and foundations, right? She's very mystical. She's very knowledgeable and wise. She's motherly. 9 times out of 10, she's a mom, right? She could be single or she can be, taken. But she's very nurturing. She's a water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. You could be dealing with a Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. But she's either not working, out of work, or there's something in flux with her work. Now, here's the thing. It's not that she is a bad worker. And I say she because this is a feminine energy. It could be a masculine and his feminine side, right? But the Eight of Pentacles is all about mastery, right? And so if this were upright, this Queen of the Queen of Cups would be Queen of Pentacles too, right? She'd be on top of her game, on her money, on her business. 1010 on the clock. Look up angel number 1010. But it's upside down. And that's because there's something that I just heard is screwing the system, clogging the system. She could be this wounded warrior energy. She's like the wounded warrior, like the fighter. Be open to receive the healing and nurturing you need. You or this, like for some of you, this is you. For others of you, this is a person that you're dealing with. But she's kind, good-natured, compassionate, calm, receptive. She's the embodiment of love, basically. What is the Nine of Staffs? What's the Nine of Staffs for Sagittarius, please? King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles, now this may be, the King of Pentacles may be the Nine of Staffs, may be the wounded warrior energy, maybe coming in, maybe like this, like a wounded warrior energy himself, or again, female, male, take it as it resonates, energies. Sorry, I was getting a download. Continue to solve the issues in practical ways. This is a very practical person who has made, it's like self-made energy, right? They've made their money from start to finish. They're going to come in. They could come in and potentially... There could be somebody wanting to come in I'm getting wants to come in and help this queen, because the King of Pentacles, it even says it on the card, he's someone who will continue to solve issues in practical ways. Okay, so he's going to come in and look for a realistic way to benefit all in this situation. 45, the number 45 could be significant. Underneath the deck, we've got the Five of Pentacles. We've got Scorpio. Feel your grief, but know that things will get better. So there could be a Scorpio that's feeling some kind of grief, but needs to know that things will get better. This could be, you could have Scorpio placements, and you need to know that things will get better. This is like a temporary situation. There is a new start, though. There is a balancing out of some kind of a situation. Sorry, we're already at 24 minutes. I just saw 24:24 on the clock. You might want to look up angel number 2424. The thing with the Five of Cups, oh, wow. Okay, we got to talk about this. The thing about the Five of Cups is that this is somebody grieving over spilled, I always call it my don't go crying over spilled milk card. Somebody's grieving over 3 cups that have been spilled, but what they have their back turned to are the other 2 cups right there that are full, and they just need to turn around. And in tarot, the 2 of cups, when you have 2 of cups, it's a relationship, okay, and that can bring ultimate happiness. And all they have to do is, set those cups back up and fill them up again. But somebody's stuck in the past, grieving over what's in the past, like an old partner, an old relationship, what didn't work, XYZ, blah blah blah, wah wah. You have to let that go. You have to move forward. It's the only direction that we're moving in the first place. You can only move forward. So, but why I said we had to talk about this, because as soon as this person turns around, boom, 10 of Cups. Right there. So, somebody needs to let the past go and start this new beginning. It's going to balance things out with the 6 of Pentacles. And look, I said 2 of Cups. There it is. They turn around, 2 of Cups right there. Okay. Can't make it up if I try. So let's move on to the Oracle. What do we have for Sagittarius, please? Sagittarius. Ooh. Now this King of Pentacles, this could be a new boss, a new CEO. This could be a new partner. This could be a new romantic relationship. It could be anything, but it has to do with money. There's a lot of money and a lot of fire and a little bit of water in this reading. A lot of Scorpio in the water sign. So you could be dealing with a Scorpio, but it's a Scorpio Queen. Underneath the deck, admit your vulnerabilities, okay? Somebody needs to admit their vulnerabilities in a situation or situations, or just overall. What are your weaknesses? What are your downfalls? What are your vices? What is it that you give into? What do you need to get stronger on? What do you need to improve with your boundaries? Get real with yourself. Admit your vulnerabilities. Are you jealous? Are you, I don't know. There's lots of different things, but don't say that don't expect people to treat you one way, but then you expect where you can go and treat people, a different way. And I'm not saying you, I'm not trying to, don't drag the messenger, right? I'm just saying in general. And if this isn't you, this could be somebody that you're dealing with. But admit your vulnerabilities, really get real with yourself. There's nothing wrong about that. And then trust in the divine plan. There's a reason for this. There's a reason that you were brought together. There's a reason that you were given an opportunity. There's a reason maybe that you were put in somebody's life, right? There's a reason for this. So trust the divine plan and just roll with it, right? You gotta, it's like admit your vulnerability. I remember I was picking up at the beginning. Somebody could be like prematurely defensive about something or in their ego about something. That could be a vulnerability, right? It could be like, for instance, somebody who has like a lot of money or who's like a celebrity or something like that. And they think that because they're in the public eye or because they're well off or whatever, that everybody's going to be, chasing after them or, trying to steal their money or still, want to be seen by them or something like that. It's, that's not what it's about, and that's a vulnerability that stems from something somewhere else, like childhood something, right? And that's what you have to admit to yourself so you can heal that, so that you can let what is meant to happen, the divine plan, happen and unfold in your life, right? Okay, because that brings in the blessings. What else do we have for Sagittarius, please? What do we have for Sagittarius, please? Underneath it, oh, I can't show this card. Underneath the deck, we have number 12, desires. The 12th could be exceptionally significant because it's also the day of the full moon, May 12th. But this is the desires card. It's the picture of a naked woman, and she's like reaching out. But it's about goals, passion, craving, and fulfillment. Somebody could be having deep desires for another person, whether this is like sexually, romantically, you know, a fantasy, whatever. It's all about deep desires. 12 could be significant. The 12th could be significant. 1 + 2 = 3. That's about celebration, coming together. Could mean third party. But it's also about, you know, waiting for your ships to come in, seeing something happen off in the distance. I'm literally looking at a ship right behind the camera as I said that, waiting for your ships to come in, go figure. But yeah, goals, passion, craving, fulfillment. This is somebody's desires. Just trust in the divine plan that it'll come to you in divine timing, right? But also, oh, this has something to do with possessions, belongings, finances, assets, treasures. I told you somebody is maybe feeling defensive, or in the past was feeling defensive about possessions. But somebody wants to come in and help, and it may have something to do with belongings, assets, finances, treasures. This could be somebody wanting to help balance things out. Trust the divine plan. This is beautiful. Somebody wants to help. It's very helpful energy. Okay. I just heard there could be a business deal. There could be a business deal. Either separate of this, either that's what this is, or, I mean, it could have something to do, like a work relationship, or a working relationship, something like that. Okay, this is going to be the last oracle before we dive into the predictions. Excuse me. Wow, because we're already at 32 minutes. I did not mean for this to go so long. You guys, I can't make this up. Look at that. Union. The 11 card. 1-1. Okay, two people coming together. 1-1. And then 1 + 1 = 2. 2 is all about unity. So this is soulmates and friendships. Now, this does not mean that, like I said at the very beginning, coming into union, this does not mean that it has to be romantic. It could be platonic. It could be a friendship. It definitely can be a soulmate. Okay. I wouldn't say twin flame in this particular instance, but it's definitely some type of a soulmate. Okay. Soulmates don't have to last forever, right? They can also last a very long time. But also this, you know, it can, what it boils down to is a friendship, friends first, right? There's a union coming in, strong significance of a union. One that's grounded and rooted, because we've got it on the bottom, but also on the top. And then we have number 21, intergalactic, in the zone. Somebody's in the zone. Somebody's feeling it, right? We have 11 and then 21. Okay, so 10 apart. You could be 10 years apart from each other or something like that. Anyway, in the zone. Who knows the song Beastie Boys, intergalactic, planetary, intergalactic? Somebody could really like that song. I love that song. I love the Beastie Boys. Somebody's in the zone spiritually. They're in the zone, like, if this is somebody that you connect with, like, business-wise, they're in this, you know, it's like you guys are on the level. You could be years apart, but still be on the level. It's like an intergalactic connection. Something that has, trust the divine plan. Something that has been divinely constructed to bring you or another person into each other's lives for a purpose, to help one another out. For one person, it could be desires. For other person, it could be like financial. regardless, it's something to help balance that, like, balance. I don't know, it's a divine plan. It's what it is. So I'm going to leave that there, and let's go into what my predictions were for the month of May and see how that resonates and aligns with what's out on the board here. So Sagittarius, May 12th. May 12th. So I can't show the, oh wow, I can't show this the image, but you see this number 12, right? Desires. Sorry, desires. Okay, and sorry, my nails are horrible. They need to be done, and it's because I have no money. Money is right behind it, and then also love is right behind that. And then honesty is behind that. So you have to have faith, which is behind that, that, you know, this is all going to work out in divine timing the way that it's meant to. But money, desires, and love all play a significant role in this situation. And the 12th is significant because that's the day of the full moon. It's the Scorpio full moon. It's also known as the flower full moon. And it's at 9:56 Pacific Daylight Time, which is on a Monday in this time zone. Also, it's Pluto retrograde. That's what I was talking about earlier. Pluto retrograde starts on May 4th through October 13th or 14th, depending on where you're at. And it's deep introspection related to transformation, alignment, and future changes. So this is the time that you're reflecting on your past and, you know, really looking at, you know, how that's making an impact on the choices that you're making now, which will impact your future, right? So you're just being very introspective. Behind the camera, I see two chess pieces. It's the king and the queen is leaning on the king. I always say with that, like, you know, you've got the king and he can go in certain directions, but always invest in the queen. Always invest in the queen because she can make moves that the king can't. So that's a message for somebody. So the cards that we pulled for the predictions. First one was the Three of Pentacles, and we had that somewhere in your reading. It was somewhere in your reading. We were talking about it. But Three of Pentacles talks about working together in partnership, in unison. It can also mean marriage, but it could be like a business marriage. It can be like coming together, like, you know, working together, that type of thing. Then we have emerging into grace. Somebody could be emerging into grace. Somebody could be receiving grace after, you know, somebody could have been like, had the wrong impression. 10:27 on the clock. October 27th could be significant. It's my birthday. I love 10:27. Somebody could have been looked at in the wrong way. Like, you know, like judged the wrong way. And now they're emerging into grace because it's being seen that they weren't lying, that, you know, they were telling the truth the whole time, that they are a good person, XYZ, whatever. But it's like this is the month where somebody is emerging into grace, whether it's you or another person. That's the energy. Then the next card we pulled was number 21, resilience. Waxing give us number 5. 5s are all about change of direction. So something could be, you know, changing. It's like you could have been walking away or walking towards something, and then all of a sudden it's like record scratch, and then you decide to change directions. Okay, and that's because you have a resilience with something. You decided that, like, you can withstand this. You can, you know, you are resilient. You will come out of this, or somebody, right? Then card number 3 was the next one, rosemary, ancient memories. I love rosemary. I use it all the time, cooking, baking, in my shower. It makes my bathroom smell like a spa. But rosemary, it helps, ancient memories helps your memory. If you use rosemary oil, it helps memory function. Then the next card was first quarter moon in Aries with the Moonology Manifestation Oracle. And this is stepping into your power. Whether you have Aries in your chart or not, it's just the energy of, it's the emperor energy, the king, like I was saying, king and queen, right? And this is somebody stepping into their power, stepping up, like doing the right thing, doing what an emperor would do, making emperor moves, right? And then we pulled the lion skin card for the crystal manifestation, the crystal message oracle. I don't have one here, but it's all about tolerance. So it's you being tolerant in a situation, tolerant with a person, or somebody is being tolerant with you, right? And you never know until you know, right? Somebody could be tolerating something. Just take it as it resonates, but use lion skin. You pick up lion skin to be tolerant of what may make you feel uncomfortable. Take it as it resonates. And then last but not least, I started playing with Astro Dice at the very end of the year. And it's based on the 3 main principles of astrology. Sorry, my voice is like so hoarse after all these readings. I rolled Uranus, Pisces. Oh, look, Pisces. So there could be some significance, Sarah. I can't pick it up, but Pisces. And then the 10th house. 10th house is all about leadership, fame, career. And so when you when you combine all of these things together, it's a humanitarian and compassionate approach to one's career. This could be somebody being a humanitarian and being compassionate towards one's career, whether that's your career or towards somebody else's career. It's like somebody could be stepping in and helping out someone and or someone's career. Somebody could be, I don't know. Somebody could be being compassionate to someone's situation. Like somebody could have gone through a job loss or going through a rough time, right? And so, like I said, somebody could be compassionate about that, come in and want to help, right? And that's what I was getting earlier from this. All right, so that's where I'm going to leave you at, Sagittarius. I hope this brought you clarity, insight, and answers. If it has, make sure you drop a comment in the comments below, like, share, subscribe. I always love getting feedback from my fam and my tribe. And like I said, I have personals open. Just check out the description below this video and get a hold of me. My girl Ishka with the Cannabis Babes, we've been working on the back end on a whole bunch of stuff, and so I'll be relaunching, and you'll see a whole bunch of new stuff popping up here soon. Just been really busy trying to figure some stuff out. So that said, as you know, it's together we grow. I always love sharing this time and energy with you. I look forward to sharing more time and energy with you in future readings. Also, make sure to check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mars signs too for additional messages. And I'll see you guys on the flip side. I hope you have a fantastic May, and y'all take care. Peace.